All right, this is exercise 11. We start getting a little more interesting because now we're going to do input. Up until this point, you've really only typed in scripts that did output, that printed things to screens. But actually, software is not useful unless you can get input from somewhere. In the usual pattern in my book, you should be reading these exercises. And also, I have you do things and then I explain them. It's much easier to explain things after you do them and you experience them than it is before. So just trust in the process and type them in, and everything will become clear as you do it. I'm going to follow that process right now. I'm actually going to type this program in, and then I'll go through it and I'll explain it a bit. Here we go. All right, so what we've got now is all the code typed in. And you notice we've got some functions here. Now, you may not know what a function is, but basically, that raw input thing is called a function. We'll be getting more into what they do, but basically a function is kind of like a way you have Python do extra features or do things for you. In this case, we're telling Python, hey, run the raw input feature function, and then give me the result. Notice we're also assigning the result of this function to variables. Now again, one of the things that makes programming hard to learn is in order to understand some concepts in programming, you have to know a lot of other programming. This is one of those concepts. So just trust that you type this code in, watch it run, play with it, and then as you do more exercises that do this, you'll finally understand what these are. And I also continue to explain them in the book. So when I run this, I'll show you what I mean. Oh, I have a bug. Again, I was typing what I thought was in there, not actually was in there, not paying attention to details, and I had a bug. That should be a %R. One more time. All right, there we go. Now notice I'm just getting values back, right? So all raw input is doing is when you run raw input, it pauses the Python script at that point and asks that question, then gets the answer from the keyboard. Now, it's one of these things where you just have to run it to get it. It's hard to explain, but try and run it. See if you can understand what's going on. Read the book, and I'll see you on exercise 12.